Poker is not for the faint of heart. It's a game where every hand counts. There are millions of dollars on the line, and you need a unique mix of skill and luck to win. Many people watch poker on TV and dream of becoming massive stars, just like their favourite players. The allure of making millions from a few lucky hands of cards is an incredible one. However, the sad reality is that it is not likely to happen like any other sport. The true money-making superstars are few and far between, and the mega millionaires are even rarer than that. But that doesn't mean that we can't dream about and admire those elite few who have made the king of living, that would see the next 20 generations for their family up for life. In today's video, you will get to know 10 poker players worth over $80 million. Number 1. Guy Laliberté, $1.2 billion. This French-Canadian entrepreneur has played some of the biggest events and cash games around. That includes playing online at some nosebleed stakes. Laliberté is a former street performer. The 60-year-old co-founded Cirque du Soleil, which now boasts shows throughout the world, including several in Las Vegas. He sold 90% of the company in 2015. He also co-founded the One Drop Foundation. The organization provides freshwater initiatives for underserved areas of the world. Number 2. Paul Phua, $400 million. This 56-year-old Malaysian businessman has become one of the best-known players in the world of high-stakes Asian poker, a regular at nosebleed stake games. Phua runs a VIP Macau casino junket business for wealthy Chinese gamblers. He worked with Steve Wynn to help open the Wynn Casino in Macau. Phua has been called a legend in the gambling world and the world's biggest bookie. As ESPN has also reported, Phua is rumoured to run bookmaking operations. He's believed to have a net worth of more than $400 million, with $90 million in live tournament winnings. A regular at high rollers and some of the world's biggest cash games, Phua has numerous 6- and 7-figure scores. As a child, he had a passion for sports. He played badminton, football, basketball, softball, and table tennis. Number 3. Andy Beal, $9 billion. Andy Beal has played poker since his college years. It has been widely reported that he was a fairly successful player during college, and it may have helped him fund some of his early business ventures. His wealth is measured in the billions, not millions. Beal is a mathematician, a banker, and was the whale in a heads-up challenge. Between 2001 and 2004, Beal played a group of top players known as the Corporation at limits that ranged from 30k to 60k to 100k to 200k. During this time, he won what might be the largest hand in public record, $11.7 million. This high-stakes match had a book written about it, The Professor, the Banker, and The Suicide King by Michael Craig. Number 4. Phil Ivey, $100 million. Philip Dennis Ivey Jr. is an American professional poker player who has won 10 World Series of Poker bracelets, 1 World Poker Tour title, and appeared at 9 World Poker Tour final tables. Numerous poker observers and contemporaries regard Ivey as the best all-round player in the world. In 2017, he was elected to the Poker Hall of Fame. From edge spotting to the big game to McEnany's backrooms, Phil Ivey plays for millions, and he mostly wins. Widely considered to be poker's GOAT, he'd probably be higher up in this list if we weren't also a fan of table games and high-stakes sports betting. With 10 WSOP bracelets and a spotty attendance record, he may also have one of the best entry/bracelet records of any player. His net worth is $100 million. Number 5. Kevin Hart, $200 million. Kevin Darnell Hart is an American stand-up comedian, actor, and producer. He was born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Kevin Hart has been playing poker since around 2010, entering major tournaments such as the WSOP, cashing in one event for $4,783 in 2014. He also plays cash games, like the ones organised by PokerStars, and became their brand ambassador in 2017. As such, he was featured in PokerStars ad campaigns and promotional content along the likes of Usain Bolt. According to Forbes, Kevin Hart is the best-paid comedian in the world. He is also a regular at charity poker tourneys and has been patched up from time to time by PokerStars. As of September 2020, Kevin Hart has earned $47,828 in live tournament cash. Number 6. Sam Farah, $100 million. Most players will recognise Sam Farah as the man who lost to Chris Moneymaker in the 2003 main event. The Lebanese poker player has bagged 3 WSOP bracelets over the years, and although he does play tournaments, he's better known as a high-stakes Omaha cash game player. Aside from his prize for finishing second at the WSOP main event, Farah's biggest tournament win is $488,000, which he won when finishing first at the 2010 WSOP $10,000 Omaha High-Low Split 8 or Better Championship. His wealth also comes from several business interests, TV and movie appearances, plus writing books. The businessman and amateur poker player were also one of the big hitters in the early seasons of high-stakes poker. With his trademark unlit cigarette in his mouth, he's been responsible for some of the best poker hands on television. Number 7. Dan Bilzerian, $200 million. The 39-year-old social media icon has claimed massive poker winnings over the years. His globetrotting and partying with scantily clad women are frequently documented on his Twitter and Instagram feeds. In a 2014 Wall Street Journal article, he claimed to have won $50 million playing high-stakes cash games. But some in the poker world have doubted his poker exploits and some of his social media lifestyle. He also owns a company called Ignite Brands, which invests in the cannabis sector, plus some other sectors. But the venture lost $50 million in 2019, according to Forbes. It is believed that Bilzerian has a net worth of $200 million. The journal reported that he received a trust fund from his father, Paul Bilzerian. He amassed a fortune as a corporate raider. But the US Securities and Exchange Commission collected a $62 million civil judgment against the elder Bilzerian for securities fraud. His father, Paul, served time in prison. Number 8. Richard Young, $400 million. This Malaysian businessman made his fortune in the information technology and data mining industries. Believed to be a business partner of Paul Fua, he has been playing poker at some of the highest stakes and buy-ins in recent years. Young has several 6- and 7-figure scores. He won the Aussie Millions $100,000 challenge, earning him $1.5 million. He now has $14.2 million in live tournament winnings and began the Triton Poker Series. That may be a pittance of his actual net worth, which various sources estimate between $400 million and $1 billion. Number 9. Chris Ferguson, $80 million. It would be fair to say that Chris Ferguson is not the most popular man in poker. He was accused of being one of the people behind a massive Ponzi scheme at Full Tilt Poker, which stole around $444 million from players. Even though he later apologised, it was considered far too little, too late by many. Despite his shady behaviour, he is still a great player, having won the WSOP main event in 2000, for which he scooped a $1.5 million prize. Overall, he has earned nearly $7 million throughout his career in live tournament winnings, with a large percentage of this figure coming from his 90 money finishes at WSOP. Number 10. Doyle Brunson, $80 million. A living legend in poker, the 86-year-old Texan still plays in some of the world's largest cash games. Born in Longworth, Texas, Brunson grew up on a cotton farm. He excelled in track and on the basketball court during high school and college. He began playing poker in college back in Texas, but found he could make more money playing cards after contemplating his master's degree at Harding-Simmons University. Brunson was one of the Texas road gamblers when poker wasn't seen as an ethical game. He traveled the southwest US looking for action. After a lifetime of success at poker and some keen business acumen, Brunson is believed to be worth $75 million. And here we reach the end of the video. I hope that you have enjoyed watching the wealthy poker players. If you did, make sure that you give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.